Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. Today I thought we'd take a break from what we were working on yesterday, which is the transport protocol for our peer-to-peer protocol written in Rust. And today I thought we would do something kind of fun, kind of small, something that hopefully can be finished in 1 or 2 streams. We're going to be replacing the Twitch chat viewer that I use in my terminal. So we're going to be making basically a CLI program that reads your Twitch chat and displays the messages pretty basically in the terminal. The one we're using now is called, what is this? Twitch chat CLI creatively. It's written in JavaScript. I will link the GitHub repo in the VOD description. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's probably better than what we're going to be making anyway, but I just thought it would be a fun thing to implement, and it'll actually give us the opportunity to implement the IRC protocol as well, which I think implementing protocols, like, you learn a lot. You kind of learn how to read the documentation, the documentation being the RFC, which we're going to dig through a little bit. And yeah, it'll be interesting. So let's just jump into it. So I'm going to make a new project and cargo new bin. What should we call it? So it's a Twitch CLI, terminal CLI, chat li. It's like Chatterino, but for your console. I'm thinking like console and conversation together is like consolation. That's kind of a stupid name. But like, it could work, I guess. Well, okay, let's call it consolation. Maybe we'll come up with a better name. And let's jump in. So cool. So to give an overview, the IRC protocol is pretty simple. It's basically just text like sent over TCP. Commands are delimited by new lines. So you basically just say, like, I'm this user, do this command, put in the arguments, new line. Most arguments are like space separated. In fact, here's the RFC. Zoom that in. So obviously the best way to get familiar with the protocol, or like basically any technology that you're trying to implement or work with, is to read the RFC. And obviously the RFCs can get pretty long. So it's great to know kind of how to skip around the table of contents. And so actually, if we go to this section 2.3.1, it actually provides us with a BNF representation of an IRC message. And BNF is basically, if you don't know, BNF is a grammar of sorts for describing grammars. It's a grammar for describing grammars. So basically it tells you sort of in a formalized way what the protocol message would look like. So we can see we have a message here, and message equals, and the square brackets here mean optional. So optionally, we can have a prefix here, which starts with a colon. So we can have something like colon prefix, like that, and then a space, and then the command. And if we go down to command here, you can see it's some number of letters or 3 numbers. So a command can be some number of letters, or it can be 3 numbers, which we'll actually see with the Twitch integration. They use some of both. Cool. And then the prefix can be either a server name or a nickname. And then it can also have like a username and a host name as well, which we'll also see. Cool. And cool. Yeah. So this is basically what we're going to implement. We're going to start sending some commands and getting some responses, and then we will be reading and parsing those responses. And actually, one of the best ways to interact with many protocols that are text-based, especially like IRC, is using something like netcat. So actually, you can netcat into the Twitch IRC server. And there's a TLS version and a non-TLS version. We're just going to be using the non-TLS version today just because it's like simpler. We don't really want to deal with the TLS handshake. But you can actually just netcat in and run commands like pass password or something, and then nick, like nickname, and here the auth is improperly formatted. I can't actually demonstrate this without using my real credentials, which I don't want to do. But at home exercise, you can try that in netcat or telnet, I believe. Cool. So in our function main, we need a couple things from standard net. So we're going to go ahead and establish a TCP connection. Is this font big enough? Let's go a little bigger. And then let's drag this out. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So we're going to get standard net TCP stream. That should be all we need. And we should be able to say let socket equals TCP stream. It might be TCP listen. No, sorry. TCP stream connect and outer. And actually, let me show you the Twitch docs here also sort of give you a simplified version of the IRC protocol. Like it gives you some really helpful examples that can sort of get you started a little quicker than the RFC can. The RFC tends to be, it's quite verbose, it's quite formal. And so if you're reading an RFC and you get stuck, like something doesn't make sense, or you're just tired or whatever, take a look at the docs of something that uses the protocol, take a look at an implementation that's done before you, anything like that, and you should be good. But you can see here under connecting to the Twitch IRC server, we have a couple different ways to connect. We could use a WebSocket. We're not going to use a WebSocket. Or we can use IRC protocol on non-SSL, and IRC is just TCP. So if we grab the sort of we grab the address and the port 6667, we should be able to run .parse or .expect or something. Address is valid. We should be able to connect. Ooh. What does this require? Okay, so A has to be 2-socket address. So I think we can just do the string then. Yeah, there we go. And then we can unwrap that for now. Cool. And we can do loop socket dot accept. Oh, sorry, not that. We can start writing, I believe. So let's try to sort of establish like a basic loop here. So we can try writing to the socket pass. Then I'm just gonna put password for now. It's not gonna work. And then no method write. Oh, does this not implement write? no method right format. Oops. So in that case, we have to say, oh, maybe we have to use IO, right? My bad. To get the trait. And we have to mark it as immutable as well. Cool, and then we can just unwrap that. Or actually, we could have our main function return an IO result. And let's go ahead and include IO. And then return OK unit. Cool. Yeah, so we'll write pass and then we'll do nickname, and this should be enough to get an error response from our TCP stream. I'm getting this bug where my language server sometimes just shuts down and I have to restart Vim, so I need to like fix that. But cool, and then we're gonna read. Which read function should we use here? We could just read the string and see what it says. So let's create output equals string new, and we'll go ahead and do output, and we'll unwrap that. Actually, we don't have to unwrap it anymore. I don't think we can do that. Same for these. And can we convert this to an IO result? Yes, we can. Awesome. Okay, let's run it and see what happens. So what do we call this? Constellation. Okay, cargo run. Oh, we never printed the string, really, so that might have helped. Let's do that. Is it connecting? And okay, so it's not, it's just reading. I suppose it's waiting for the connection to close, which I believe takes a couple of seconds. So maybe if we let it run for a couple of seconds, we'll get our output. Yeah, so it exits, but it doesn't exactly print anything. So oh, you know what? We probably have to write a new line at the end. Yeah, see, there we go. So we read some things. Cool. So let's actually like put this somewhere so it's not all in the main function, because that's kind of a mess. So let's go source. We will touch lib.rs and irc.rs, and we'll go ahead and mod IRC. And let's grab all of this and go back to main, and let's grab all of this as well. And we'll comment it for a second while we kind of build out our structure. So how should this look? So I think let's have a struct called IRC. And this will I don't think we're going to support sending messages yet, just accepting messages, although we could support sending messages as well. So here's what we're going to do. Let's do not pub. We'll do con, and that will be a TCP stream. And let's do import IRC pub function connect. And we will do address adder, and we'll do import into socket adder, which adder, where does that come from? We stream into socket adder, 2 socket adders. That's confusing there. 2 socket adders, and that will actually let us pass anything that implements 2 socket adders, like a string or an actual like socket address struct, and that just makes our API a little bit better for the user. And we could accept options to connect. Actually, okay, so let's create an option struct as well. Pub struct options. And this will have password, which will be an option string. Although we don't want to have to, we don't want to require the user to give us an own string. In fact, we could do a sort of builder pattern here, but actually, yeah, let's do a builder pattern. Let's create an IRC builder, and that will have an adder, which will be a socket adder. That will have potentially a password, which will be an own string. We can optimize that later. We can have a nickname, and we can have capabilities, which actually, if you go to the Twitch flow here, let me find an example. Connecting cap, requesting Twitch capabilities. Yeah, so I think it looks like this. You can send a message called a caprec, which is a capability request, and this is actually an extension to IRC, I believe. I don't think this is in the original RFC, but this actually allows you to sort of request more data. And I think in this case, we only want the twitch.tv/tags capability, because that will give us access to like user badges and stuff, so we can see if like a user's a mod or something else, whatever. As you can see here, it adds like these key value pairs to the beginning of each message before the prefix, which gives you badge info, color, display name, all this stuff. So we kind of want that. So for our capabilities, we'll do a vec of string, because those can be, we can have it so you can say like with capability, with capability, with capability. You can add a string and it'll add it to our capabilities list. So I think that's all. I think we'll have it join, we can have it so it joins join. Actually, let's have it so the IRC. Yeah, no, actually, let's have the address be the last thing. And so here's what we can do. So we can do import IRC builder, hub function with password. We can do password. And here's another little API thing I like to do. You can do password import into string. And this will let you use string slices as well as own strings. Anything that implements into string can be passed in here, and it makes the API much better depending on what the user wants. And let's take in a reference to mute self. Let's actually make this a consuming builder, because I prefer that. I think it's gonna make us make the API a little nicer, because actually I'll show you why later. Let's make it a consuming builder, and we'll say self.password equals some password dot into. Easy. And self. We have to mark it as mute as well. I always forget that. And we'll do with nickname password nickname and with capability, it's the first one that will be slightly different. Capability name, import into string, and we'll actually do self.capabilities.push capability name into. Cool, and then we forgot our new function. So pub function new self. And actually, let's just implement default, and then we can just use default. Drag debug colon default, and the default implementation will be perfect because it'll just be none, and empty vec, which is fantastic. Cool, and then finally, let's do pub function connect. And we'll have the address here. And that should give us an IO result of IRC. And actually, we could make this, let's just keep it as IRC for now. So we'll have cron equals TCP stream connect adder, and we'll return an IRC of con. Sorry, an OK of IRC of con. Cool, so now we have a pretty nice interface actually, and I'll go ahead and write a small test here just so we can look at that. Let me collapse this. So mod tests function or use super star tests function it works. And so here's how it works. So let builder or let IRC equals IRC builder default dot with nickname test dot with password test dot with capability. We can do like twitch.tv/tags, I think is what it's called. Yeah. And then we can do .connect. .connect. Oh, I forgot to make connect consuming. Right. We take in, we need that address again, which is this one. There. Hi, Jared. Oops. There we go. Finally. Okay. I'm gonna add some spaces here just to make it look nicer. So you can see we have this really nice kind of API to work with now where you can create an IRC builder and you can kind of set all of your options. And then when you're done, you can connect it. And once it's connected, we have a different type where we can't edit any of the options anymore because we've already connected. So that's cool. But what we're missing here is the negotiation or the handshake or whatever you want to call it, that initial thing where we tell the server our password and our nickname. And when we call connect, we want to do all that, right? So we can make a function in IRC called handshake, maybe is a good way, or authenticate or something, which will take a new self. A password and a nickname. And actually, let's call this authenticate. I don't know if we want to split up pass and nickname. Let's just do this for now. Authenticate, and that'll be an IO result unit, right? Cool. And so in this function here in our builder, we can actually create our IRC like this, and we can return it. And we can say IRC, sorry, no parentheses needed here. This would be an OK. Okay, and here we'll just return OK for now. Let's actually also dead code, because these warnings are a bit annoying. Cool, and we will do IRC handshake or authenticate, my bad. And we only want to do that if self dot password dot is some or self dot nickname dot is some, I think. IRC dot authenticate password self dot password self dot nickname, and we will return an error if there's an error. Cool. And since this connect method here consumes the builder, we can send the password and nickname to the IRC without cloning it or anything. And we might want to improve this interface in the future, but I think for now it's fine. So what we'll do is we will write line, might be easier to use actually. We'll write line self.con pass and then our password. And actually if let some password equals password, we'll send the password, we'll send the password. If let some nickname equals nickname, nickname, right line self.con nickname. Cool. And unused result, we need to use these results. And cool, that should be everything we need to connect basically. Cool, and let's also do the capability negotiation. If self.capabilities.length is more than 0, IRC.request capabilities self capabilities. We can actually just do a slice instead of passing a whole back. So we will do function request capabilities, mute self capabilities. What is going on? And that will be a slice to string, a reference to an array of strings, and that will also just give us a result of unit, right? So I believe that looks like haprec haprec space colon, and then we just join the capabilities with a space. Can we hold on? Capabilities, let capabilities equals capabilities dot join. Yeah, we still can. So there we go. Capabilities there. So that's our capabilities separated by a white space. Oops, and we forgot to do self.con. Beautiful. So that should request the capabilities and it should authenticate, which is cool. So in fact, if I run this now, it's not really going to do anything because we haven't read anything out. So let's write kind of a loop. So I think how we want it to work is we will say while let some message equals IRC dot receive, something like this, kind of like an event loop message for now. Cool. So what IRC dot receive will do is it'll basically just block until we receive our next line of text from the server. So let's do function receive mute self, and that'll actually be public. That'll be part of our API. That'll return an out result just like everything else. And I don't know why my indents are all messed up, but here, so we'll do self.con.read cool. We will read until, is there a read line? Rust read line from TCP. We might actually want to put this in a buff reader. Yeah, let's put it in a buff reader. That'll make our life a little bit easier. So we'll actually do these TCP like this and buff reader. We'll also grab buff read the trait, and here's what we'll do. We'll do connect. We'll do buff reader new. Buff reader. How do we get a buff read and writer? Is there no dref? There's not. Stream.tryclone. Hey. I see. we can have a reference. So can we split? We can use triclone to kind of split them in two. Okay. Reader. Reader will be colon.triclone. And we can do colon reader, like that. Cool, so now we split it up so we have a writer and a reader. So now we should go to self.reader.readLine into a string buffer. So we will do let read buff equals string new, and this will actually return a string and buff. Like that. Boom. Okay. Expected string found option. Oh, sorry. Okay. This expression has type string. Oh, okay. Actually, we're gonna do string because I think there's a difference between like an actual IO error and the stream just like ending. So I think is there a way for us to just tell if the stream is over? Peak. Use data on the socket. Peer adder. Shutdown. I think this is the best way to do it. I think we do this returns an IO error, right? Or a result of use size. Okay. What happens on an EOF? Where the EOF is found. Okay, if it returns OK0, the stream has reached EOF. So let n equals that. If n equals 0, we've hit EOF, so we're going to return OK none. Otherwise, we're going to do this. Cool. So this actually would be some message. And we also need to make IRC mutable. Cool, so let's actually test it. We should get an authentication error, basically. Oh, sorry, we need to run it with show output. Okay, nothing's happening. So, it kind of waits for the connection to end before it returns, which I think is kind of not what we want, right? I don't know why it takes so long. Properly formatted auth, right? So read line. So TCP not reading until connection. How do we avoid that? Hangs until the connection is closed. Read to string, read all bytes until EOF, read to end, buff read line. But that's what we're using, right? unless it's not giving us hold on. So it's properly reading. So where are we hanging? We print hanging here. Oh, actually, you know what? It could just be the way cargo works, where it waits until the end to. Apologies for the background noise. Waits until the test exits to display the standard out. So actually, let's try going back into main and using our implementation. So let's use constellation star. Oops. Actually, we need to go into source lib, make IRC public for now. We might remove that later. Connected. And let's cargo run. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so the issue was just that we were using cargo test, but we're actually there we go. I mean, we have the messages. We just need to parse them. And one more thing is actually, let's try this. Let's try this with my actual password. So I have this in an environment variable. If I leak it, I'll be very sad. But I think we should be okay. It is switch OAuth password, I think. Unwrap. And we'll do and fingers crossed. Not present. What was it? Echo, switch, OAuth pass, not password. Oops. Okay, let's try this. Okay, yeah, so you can see we had our capability acknowledged here. And we connected. So we're actually connected to the IRC server. You can see there's like kind of an MOTD message of the day, which we can probably just ignore. Yeah, but actually let's try parsing an IRC message. So let's create a pub struct IRC message, and we will do impl IRC message, and we will do parse pub function parse, and this will take in R, which has reader, mute R, and it will return an IO result of self. Oops. Mute reader R. Okay. Let's do to do for now, so we can suppress the error. And so let's bring up that grammar again. Here we go. And actually, let's use this grammar because this includes the at tags that we're gonna need, which aren't included in the RFC because it's like an extension of RFC. So, okay, so how long have we been going for? Okay, 45 minutes, cool. Okay, Hold on. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we'll want to consume optionally is an at. So reader, we're gonna want to use seek probably. And what seek will let us do is we can peek a character actually. So is there a peek? No, just seek. Seek is good. Read and seek. And one sec. So the first thing we'll do is we will read one byte, I think. Let's just read let's need to add let's just read read exact. Let's just create a buffer for first car. 0 UA 1, and we'll do first car. Cool, and we will match. Okay, actually, we will say if first car 0 equals at. We're going to we are going to sorry, we're gonna treat this as a tags string. So actually what we're gonna do is we're going to reader.read is there a better way to do this? Can we read it like until? Let's just take a string actually instead of a reader. I think that might be a little bit easier to deal with. And then let's say like cars equals input. Cool. Then we can say let first car equals cars dot take one cars dot next. Sorry. And that needs to be mutable. If first car equals at, then we need to take tags. So we need to take the cars dot take while C does not equal C dot is space, is white space, is false. And, sorry, and we'll collect it into a string pointer. Can we do that? Okay, we can't collect that. We have to do string is from iterator, string is from iterator A. String is from iterator, string is from iterator. Okay, I think okay, we can't be doing that, can we? Okay, we'll collect it to a string for now. Got it. And basically the tags look like this, right? So we have tags, and so it's going to be tag, which is a key with a equals and then an escaped value, which can be anything except null, CR, semicolon, and space. So no spaces, apparently. Okay. So our tag looks like this, basically. Equals value. Key2 equals value 2. And optionally, I guess no spaces there. Okay, so tags, while tags is not empty. We collect this as cars, actually. No. So let's do this dot cars. Count. Oh, this consumes it. While tags is empty. And we'll make this mute. Tags.cars take while. And this is going to be let key take while c is not equal to an equal sign. Let separator equals tags.next or tags.cars. Oh, this isn't immutable. Int cars. Sorry, this is cars. Let tags, and let's do this as a cars, and we'll do tags dot. We'll do loop. Sorry. and we'll do take while. That, and oh, this lifetime can go. And of course, cars equals tags dot cars, and we'll do tags cars. Where are we moving this? Take while. I see, we probably need to do something like this, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take while. I should mutate it. Yeah, so that'll mutate it. And then we'll say let sep equals mute tags cars dot next, and we will debug assert that the sep equals equals. Actually, in fact, if it doesn't equal that, that's an error, right? So because our separate, we have to have the separator. So we will say return error IO error new IO error kind in invalid data, I think is appropriate here. Tags missing tags error parsing tags message tags expected equals forgot let's just say expected equals currently issuing parking tickets in Grand Theft Auto. That's crazy. Good job. So sep has to sep has to have some as well. It can't be like an end of file. And then value is going to be let value equals tags cars dot take while c does not equal semicolon, I think. Correct. Great. Cool. And can values be empty? Escaped value 0 or more, so they can be empty. Okay. Okay, and in fact, I don't believe the tags have to end with a yeah, the tags don't have to end with the semicolon actually. So actually we'll have our value. Right, so it'll take while that and then if tags cars dot next does not equal some semicolon, we're gonna break. Cool, and then actually we can have let tags equals vec new, and that's going to be a vec of string, like a vec of pairs. We could make this a hash map, but I don't think it's really necessary. And this needs to be mutable also. Tags dot push key value. Cool. That should work. And this actually needs to be a mutable reference, otherwise it'll consume cars, and we won't be able to keep parsing. And if the first car is a colon, then we need to parse the prefix. So we will say prefix. So we need to go back into the RFC to find the prefix definition. Prefix can be a server name or a nickname, and it can also have a user and a host. Server name can be a host. So actually, I think for now, let's just grab the whole prefix as a string instead of like parsing out all the pieces of it, because yeah, it's too much work. So let prefix equals mute cars dot take while c dot its white space is not. Is there a function called is not white space? Oh, is ASCII white space. Okay, it wasn't is. It's not white space. Okay. So that's our prefix. So tags. Sure. I'm just gonna rename this for ambiguity reasons. And okay, so we have our prefix. We have our tags. And actually, I'm gonna put these up here. So we'll have empty tags at first, and we'll have prefix be an option string. And we will say prefix equals some this, and it needs to be mutable. Perfect. So that's the first portion of the message parsed. So we have that. So now we need to parse the command here. So that can either be multiple letters or 3 numbers. So command name is going to be mute cars dot and take while, and actually in this case I'm just gonna again take while it's not not white space. So actually our parser will allow technically invalid command names, but we're just doing a quick and dirty parser. We're not really like making it fully to spec. So we take while it's not a white space, and then that's command done. Crazy. So params start with a space. Ooh, and you know what? We actually have to discard white space. So what we can do is mute cars, because there's a possibility after we parse the prefix or the tags, there's a chance that we have some chance that we have some white space. So we can actually just reserve skip while, see it's white space. And actually there is an issue by skip while. Do I need to skip while? Oh, does this not? This doesn't modify it though, does it? We do this. Cars equals cars dot skip while. Cars dot skip while. So a way to like run skip while on iterator, because it's like lazy basically is the issue. Skip while. Skip while. Okay, skip while. There's that next. I think we just have to do let cars equals cars dot skip while. Yeah, because I think that's just gonna have it skip. And let mute. There we go. So I've actually found an issue with this code. So this will parse the tags if there are tags, and it will parse the prefix if there's a prefix, but it won't actually do both because of sort of the way this code is structured. So actually, we need to find a way to sort of peek into the next character. So let's make this peekable, because we only want to consume the first character if it's an @ in this case. So let's do cars.peek, and if first car is I really hate this. I guess we can do this. We'll throw out the first character here, and we'll do the same for the colon. Like this. So basically here, what's happening here is we're peeking the next character, and if it's equal to the one we want, we throw it out by calling next, which consumes it. Otherwise, we don't consume the next token, leaving it available for the next step in the parser. Cool, so this takes until white space. But there might be arbitrary white space in between the @ tags and the prefix. So let's skip white space again, and we actually need to add peekable to this. And then we can grab the command name finally. Cool. And after the command name, we have params. And so params. Okay, so let's do this. So let's do command params equals vec new. This will be a vec of string. And we will let next equals cars.peak if actually what we can do here is we can do while cars.peak equals some dot and then cars.peak dot map car is white space. Dot okay or dot okay or false, right? Oops, not this. Dot unwrap or. Oops, okay, we can't do this. We have to do C dot is white space. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that in a second. Okay. So we want it to be white space, and then we want to consume a param. So params can either be a colon and then a trailing, a sequence of octets. Interesting. Which I think we can just interpret as a string here, or middle params, not including middle params, which may not be. Okay. Colon trailing. Honestly, I think we can just do the same thing and just collect it as a string. There we go. And we'll go next to throw out the white space. Cool, I think that is right. Colon trailing or middle params. So it's it's recursive here. So it can either be a colon trailing I see. So if it's a colon, it basically says like take the rest, right? So actually what we need to do here is we need to say if cards.peak equals some colon, then we need to take the rest of mute cars.collect. You need to just take it. Otherwise, this. So basically, if there's a colon, we just take everything. Otherwise, we take until the next white space. Why is this not lining up? There we go. That should be everything. Command params, and then we should have a line ending, which won't be included in our input. It'll just be the end of the input. So let's make a struct, or we have a struct, but let's put all this stuff into the struct. So tags is going to be vector, string, prefix is going to be option, string. And we have command name option. Well, that should be in every message. And a command name has to be at least one letter. So if command name dot length less than 1, or we can just say equals 0, we are going to throw an error here. Error parsing command name. Error parsing command name. Expected command name reached end of input. And wait, I'm curious. So this, okay. CRLF. Okay. Okay. That should work. Why is it so far indented? I wrote vector. It's vec. Command name string. That's required. Command args or params vec string. So it should say okay self tags prefix command name command params. Okay, so we parsed the message. So let's try let message. Okay, if n equals 0, we'll return none. Otherwise, we'll say let message equals IRC message parse buff, and we'll return message, and we will say, oops, it will say IRC message. And actually, let's just add debug and clone here so we can print it. And we will debug. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, we forgot to do it in main here. I forgot we're using main instead of text. So there we go. Look at that. We have our commands, but it's looking like our params aren't parsing correctly. So interesting. Okay, so C is not a white space. Command params. We are pushing command params. Take while C is not a white space. Okay. Map or false. 001 should be a space afterwards. Command name. Okay. Cars.peak.map. Let's see if we are parsing command params at all. So let's try that. Okay, we're not. Okay, so clearly our while loop is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is a bit strange. Cars.peak.map. C.is white space. So let's say next car equals cars.peak and print line next car, and it should be a white space. We will do that there. Interesting. So we are taking the white space for some reason with the command name. Is our skip while still? No, that wouldn't be the problem. Skip while, just take while. Take while C is not a white space. Yeah, I'm curious why because we're not skipping after the white space and it's taking a while. Skip while only happens once, right? Like it's not gonna take while, collect, and then skip while again, right? Checks elements will return. Okay. Okay, for skip while. Iter predicate. Okay, next. Flag bool. Flag equals true if flag or false or false. Check flag pred. So if the predicate is not true, which means in our case it's not yeah, so it should be Yeah, it should be like, should be giving us back the white space. That's really strange. Like if I like cars.collect, right? Or if I do next even, what's gonna happen? Yeah, same thing. Okay, so if I collect it as a string, right? Yeah, okay. Not mute, right? Collect it. Right, right, okay, so it looks good. Why are we taking the... I'm so confused. It's like clearly there's a space there, right? Okay, we're just gonna like roll with it, I think, and do this. We'll put the, we'll just do loop, and then we will say collect string, and we will say if cars.peak, cars.peak equals none, or cars.peak. No, if cars.peak peak space equals true. So if the next character is a white space, we're gonna consume it. Otherwise, we're gonna break because we're done parsing command params. So we got the first command param. Does take while take the next white space also? Sorry, iterator, take while. Yeah, take while doesn't. Yeah, take while consumes the next. So while mute cars dot peak is there we go. We have the carriage return though. It's kind of annoying. That shouldn't be there. Okay. C is not white space. And C does not equal C is new line is control code. There's no like is return, right? Okay, we'll C equals /r and C does not equal /n. Cool. So at this point, if cars.peak equals /r, cars.collect. Ooh, this also needs to take while C does not equal /r. c does not equal /n or cards.pink equals /n. Oh, actually, here. This would be sum, and we will take cards. Wow. C equals /r or C equals /n. And we'll just collect yeah. Like this. No method collect on type take wow. Oh. Yeah, it should optimize that out. Cool, okay. And let's actually put that at the end. And we shouldn't have the RN anymore. But we do have a blank. Oh, I know what's happening. It's consuming the R. There. Fun. Okay. There we go. So we parsed the message. Cool. Now, actually, what we should be able to do is join a Twitch chat. So the Twitch chat is just the channel name is just the same as the Twitch channel name. You can join any channel name, and it'll correspond to the Twitch chat channel name. So if we go into IRC and say pub function join mute self and channel name import into string. Then we can say write self.com join. Do we want, yeah, let's do that. Channel name. And it's right line, all right. And that's all. We need an into though. Beautiful. Okay. So now we should let's say irc.join mathematic dot or like that. And again, we're doing it in main, not here. We should be able to join. And there we go. See, we joined. Jaren, if you're still here, if you want to try like sending a message, it should show up in the console. I'll do it myself. And where's the chat? Here's do this. You so can. Okay. Test. Okay, well that didn't work. So we broke our parser. It expected tags, we didn't give it tags. Or it expected an equals, we didn't give it that. Okay. So it's taking a while, the next one isn't an equal. So we know here, since it consumed that, we know that it's gonna have an equal sign. So there you go. Oh no, you're good. Here. Try it now. Say something. And would you look at that? We have everything here. And actually, we should probably take the colon off of the argument here. Actually, we don't have everything. That's not all of the tags. So oh, I see. This is why. Take while. Next. Oh, we just need to do if key dot len equals 0 break. Okay, say something, Jaren. Thank you. That's super helpful. There we go. See, we have all the tags now. And this looks like a giant mess. Now let's clean off let's get rid of the colon in front of the command param. So we just consume that like that. Beautiful. Now say something else. Say something. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. And I'm curious if you have a message with multiple lines, what happens? Oh, you just can't have a message with multiple lines. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Cool. So we have sort of this like lower level IRC message struct here. And I actually want to just I want a better form of this. Like I'd rather have something like pub enum message, where it's like chat message or like priv message or something. Yeah, let's say priv message, pub struct priv message, username string, message string, right? And that will make our API a lot nicer to deal with. So actually, let's make this not pub, and let's call it IRC message raw. And let's have this just be message. And what we're going to do here is we're going to say message, and there we go. And we can impl message, let's see, from raw message. Let's see. And let's have it consume, because I don't see why not. And actually, let's have it be an option of self, because in some cases we might not care about the raw message. Like these messages of the day we don't really care about, so in that case we would just return none. So let's just match on raw message dot command name. And for now, we're just gonna do priv message, and anything else we're gonna return okay, none. This is really annoying. There. Okay, and cool. Okay, so in this case, we will okay. We will return an okay of self, priv message username. And actually, I'm just gonna take the raw message dot prefix and split. So let's split prefix, and we should have a prefix. This is kind of awkward because. Okay, so here's what we'll do. So we'll say let username equals if let some username or some prefix equals raw message dot prefix prefix dot split exclamation mark 0. Dot next else return in this case we'll return an error actually, or an error io error new io error kind data priv message missing prefix. There we go. And now we can say username, and message will be let message equals command if let some message equals raw message dot command params dot get one message else return error. Oops, why did we do that? Okay, here. What is the issue now? Add string. Oh, we'll do message.clone. Fine. Expected enum. Okay, we need to do thumb. We'll do dot map s dot to string dot unwrap or nothing. There. Beautiful. Okay, cool. And so now what we can do is we can return a message, and we will say IRC message raw. Let raw message equals that, and then sorry. If then we'll say let message equals message from raw message, and we'll send the raw message that consumes. Actually, we will make this a loop because in the case that message is none, we actually don't want to return none because that would signal the end of the function or end of the file. We want to just read again and keep reading until we get a message we can actually use. So we will do if let some message equals message. We will do this. Oops. Else, sorry, no else. We'll just continue. We'll return that. Result option message. This needs to be like that. There we go. Now, if we run and we say something, test. Look at that. We have no, you're good. You're actually just in time because like there we go. Like look at that. Cool. And actually I'm gonna make this standard args. How do we get args? Standard and args get here. We'll say let args equals standard and args args dot length less than 1, less than 2 actually, because the first one's going to be the program name. Real, so real. We'll usage. Hold on. We will return early. We will say configuration. Actually, can't we do args.get? I do collect actually. Args 0. Args 0 channel name. Otherwise, let channel name equals args 1. Channel name. There. Cool. And now we should be able to say, yeah, there we go. Like that. right? Yeah. And actually, we will match message. We'll do message, priv message, and priv message, username, message, and we'll say print line, message. Field is private. That's not there. Perfect. Okay, Jaren, try saying something. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? So we didn't start with anything basically. Like we don't have any crates imported. We implemented part of the IRC protocol with some pretty sketchy parsing directly on top of TCP. So I think that's a win. In the next stream, I think we'll give this a bit more styling, maybe clean it up a little bit. I'll go ahead and commit this code to GitHub and put that in the description. But yeah, maybe we'll get into some like end curses so we can make it look like a whole console, and we'll add icons, maybe mod badges and such. And yeah, just make it look prettier, and then we'll have a finished application with that we basically made from scratch. No dependencies. JavaScript developers, get the fuck out. Like, no dependencies. A mode support maybe, potentially. But yeah, yeah, how long did that take even? That took under 2 hours. So that's a win. JS is still superior. I'm sure you could. All right, well, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's the stream. We did it. Thank you for tuning in, Jared. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.